or that want to join us, the question is right there. Why did the Hausa vowed for the Igbos never to be the president of Nigeria? Can we change this narrative, this situation in 2027? But this video that you're going to watch now might be one of the reasons why they vow that this will never happen in Nigeria. Yes, this interview was granted just today. I think it was yesterday, uploaded today. So I want us to listen, pay attention to it.
An average politician.
No, he was so revered. Ahmadu, I mean, he has this kind of mystique around him. It's like Ahmadu was like today's Oba of Benin. Today's Oba of Benin is like a demigod to Benin people. That was how Ahmadu Bello was to an average northerner then and now. He was so much revered. He was such an intellect. No, the guy was very deep. Ahmadu Bello was a very, very deep politician. And it's unfortunate that he lost his life, during that coup. And that's why you score that an average northerner will make reference to more to Ahmadu Bello than Tafawa Balewa and other northerners who were killed in that coup. Because Ahmadu Bello was like, was like the center point of the intellectualism in the North in terms of political reality, in terms of leadership.
He was also like a spiritual leader.
Yes. So it was a different plane entirely.
He embodied Islam.
Yes.
He also embodied governance.
Governance in the North.
And that was the man Kaduna Nzogu went for.
Yes.
And he went for him brutally.
Precisely.
He didn't even blink.
Yes.
He fired the shots.
They didn't even understand. So they encouraged them to come into the military. But the Igbos were there already in the military and they understand the value of it. So when this thing happened, it wasn't that it's an Igbo coup. But they were the people in the military, top hierarchy, and a lot of places, they were the people who are there. This Major Nzogu, which is popularly known as Kaduna, he grew up in the North. He joined military in the North. That is who he is. There is nothing like Igbo. Because Igbo are business people, they were already there. So when the independence come, they were already in the system there. And those were the available people who will run those things. So when you hear the name Emmanuel Ifejuano, it's an Igbo. Timothy Onwatugu is an Igbo name. Chris Nwafo is an Igbo name. Humphrey Chukwuka is an Igbo name. But not that it's an Igbo coup, but because they were the people available then in the military. They were the smart guys there. Then the guy who joined them, which is from the West, is there. Those are the people who supported them to carry out the stuff. But majority of them who are there are what? The Igbos. Captain Ogbonna Hoji, all of these people, all their names, where they stay. So the capital then was in Lagos. So it was controlled by those people then there. But the coup was agreed. What do they want? Because Ahmadu Bello, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and the Tafawa Balewa, we are not running the government the way they want. So they say, okay, let us kick out these people. We want a better Nigeria. And they struck. And when they struck, they took Ahmadu Bello out. They took the Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa, out. And Azikiwe is in London having fun. Nothing happened to him. Who took over? Aguiyi Ironsi, an Igbo man. So a lot of things happened within that period. So the people arose and say, oh, so this is a coup against us, the North. But them, they know it wasn't like Babangida, all of them who are junior officers, they knew they were part of the coup. Before, for you to carry out a coup, you have to involve a lot of people. When you come to the radio to declare, every state, every region, you have your people who take control. So it wasn't something of just these few people you see to say, okay, just these top people that plan. No. So it cut across, they agreed on that coup, be you the North or the West, and they struck. But they changed the narrative just to do what? To take control and to come against these people. And when it happened, they wanted to retaliate, and they went ahead. And when they retaliate, they took out Aguirre, who was the president, the head of state then, after the coup. When they took out Aguirre, who succeeded, then the Hausa was the people. Hausa was the people. Fulani do not have say then, they don't have much control, though they have power, but Hausa people were involved. Gowon is an Hausa man. He was a beneficiary of the coup. He became the head of state. He's an Hausa man. And Gowon took the fight of Biafra and Nigeria. The Fulani people avoided it. They fought, they hid themselves, they did not come to face it. They allowed the middle belt to face the stuff. And those were the people that fought. That was why Gowon was the person that I think about, he ruled for about 9 years, if I'm not mistaken, before he was overthrown. And when he was overthrown, who took the government? It came from Muritala Mohammed. Muritala Mohammed entered, and that was the person. What happened to him? All these things happened in Lagos. He didn't get to up to 2 years. They took him out. So I want you to begin to see, after that first coup, the Kilagrency and the Biafra and Nigeria war that happened, they kick out the IGBOS from the military. There was no space again. They had not given them any breathing space to come anything. After the forgiveness, the accord, the peace accord, they signed and said, okay, let's go. No victor, no vanquish. But all those ones was on paper. They came back. They started this hatred for the people of the Southeast. After that war, a lot of people lost their properties. It affected us from the South. A lot of people, most of our parents, because then, like me, I'm from River State. The headquarters of River State then was in Enugu because it was a regional government. Our people could not claim their properties after the incident, the war that came, that broke out in Nigeria. So many people lost before. For you to travel to Enugu, there are a lot of things, but I'm not going to go about that. If you can't speak that language, that you cannot get some of the things that belongs to you. It affected people from the South also. So a lot of things happened those period. But however, Muritala came, became a president, and he was overthrown by Obasanjo. Obasanjo was a beneficiary. Being a smart person, he left and handed over to a civilian, which brought you, I think, Chagari, as a president.
Yeah, sorry. Murtala was not overthrown. He was
He was killed,
assassinated.
assassinated. Now he's overthrown. Now, which one are you talking now?
No, it's
He
not
was
overthrown.
overthrown. He was assassinated. Nah, he did not the
By
same coup.
Dinka.
Dinka,
Coup
his
did
brother.
succeed.
Nah, yes, nah, it's the same coup. Nah,
Yeah, but
they
the coup
took
didn't
him.
succeed. We need to make it clear because of our listeners. So
Okay.
it was Obasanjo was the vice president and became the president.
Yes, it was the aim was to take him out, and they succeeded.
No, they didn't
Which
succeed.
Muritala was assassinated. It was a
inside
coup,
his
so
car
it's
now, inside
overthrownment.
when he wants to go out, he was assassinated by his brother now.
He was assassinated, but the coup didn't succeed. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but he was taken out, and Obasanjo succeeded as a president. I don't want us to mislead people. I don't want to go deep into it because there are a lot of things that happened through the back door that gave that thing to Obasanjo to succeed. So we don't want to go there now.
He succeeded as civilian president or military president.
As a military head of state, man, he took over.
So
it
was overthrown.
No, listen, listen. But Obasanjo was the vice president. I mean, was the second in command. Why
Moritala
was there?
Yes.
So when they assassinated him, he has to become the president.
Mr. Alabo.
Yes, sir.
Guys, please don't refer to them as president, head of state.
They are head of state. That is why I'm referring to head of state.
Exactly.
Head of state. They are not president.
You
give me. It's like they were democratically elected.
No, they were not. That is why I'm using the word overthrow. So Obasanjo was the one now who benefited, and he gave it. Being a smart guy, he removed the power, released the power, and gave it to say, okay, that you conduct election. And Chagari succeeded. And the Buhari came and took Chagari out. Why am I coming to this line? When Buhari come, Babangida and the Abacha plot their own, and they succeeded to take Buhari out. And Abacha said, okay, Moritala was assassinated here. Our people, this pet water is not safe for us. We have to take it. I am from Niger State. I have to take it back to my state. Abuja then was in Niger State. He carved Abuja out and make it a capital territory. He took the federal capital territory from Lagos State straight down to Abuja, where it is today. And that Abacha, Babangida feels safe to manage to rule for a long time his own. I think Babangida succeeded. I think he ruled for like how many years was it? I think 1985 to like 1993. 1985 to 1993 was Babangida own. For it took a long time because of that strategy he did. Took this thing. Now I want you to. Since then, have you heard the name of Ibu? After Babangida left, he pretended to do election, and he canceled the election because of pressure from Abacha. Because Abacha was the one, the insider, who plot some of those schools. He was an insider who followed to do a lot of those things. And he said, I'm already a general. What are you doing? It's my turn. You have ruled your own. And Babangida looked at it and said, he could not announce that Abiola won the election. Instead, he brought in Ernest Choniko to come and run as a temporary interim government. And Abacha took advantage and took him out. After Abacha dead, who benefited? The same Fulani man. Abacha will say he's a Kanuri. Abdul Salam Abubakar is a Fulani. So he benefited. So what I'm saying, all those things now, they have carved out the people of the East. Since that thing that happened, that trust is not there. That is why, that is the area I'm coming in. And with everything that happened within that period of all this head of state from the north, all of them came with a degree. And those degree is why the Nigeria are suffering today. They plot everything to favor the north. They do everything, all of them are not. They create state to favor the north. Apart from Babangida, who pity us because of his wife from Delta State. That was how we managed to get some of the ones we get. If not, the rest of them don't want to do anything. It always favored the people of the north. That was how they do. Because they believe in this numeric advantage. They feel we have the number. And since then, have you heard of any East man, anybody from Igbo that have benefited from any other coup that happened? They cut them off from the military. They don't allow them to see houses, to place they can make decision. That is why when Goodluck Jonathan making Ejirika, the chief of army staff, chief of defense or chief of army staff, if I'm not mistaken, they begin to raise concern that is coming to buy their people. They brought in the Igbo name. Jonathan was forced to ask this man to go. So why am I coming to this place? This narrative have eaten deep, and he has destroyed a lot of things. The fear of the Igbo man becoming president is going to change the political landscape of Nigeria. Is the fear of these Fulani people. I'm not talking about the Hausa people. I'm talking about basically, and a Fulani man is the one running this agenda. As I'm talking to you today, that is why I blame some obedient people who are pushing this so releasing this one deputy and this. Some people now, they have begun their work against Peter Obi because they perceive that they are not going to be vice president as the arrow is pointing other people instead of them. They have started their agenda again in ADC. They don't care what will happen. So this is a narrative that has affected us as a country. Today, Nigeria is suffering because of what? Igbo. If Igbo man become a president in Nigeria, it's going to divide Nigeria. Then the North formed this alliance with the West. That is why, before Obasanjo was given this power, you know the OPC lifting the agitation from the West over the buy of Abiola and the election they took. That was what that gave birth. This man from the East, may he so rest in peace. What is his name? Who formed this PDP and was supposed to be the presidential candidate. He was forced to step down for Obasanjo, but he was better, an intellectual man. This man from somebody should help me with his name, I beg. Why did I forget the name of this man? It's just a lifestyle of a Peter Obi. That was how that man is. He was the vice president. Who are you referring to? The vice president to Shehu Shagari. What is his name?
Alex Ekweme.
Alex Ekweme. In education, in everything, Obasanjo does not have anywhere to come close. Alex Ekweme was the best candidate so far. People were thinking he's the one to carry the flag of it. But he was forced. And they brought Obasanjo from prison to come and take the position of him. And they compensated it to say, okay, since Abiola did not succeed, let's give it to the West. Have you asked yourself, why did they release and free Sunday Igbohu? Sunday Igbohu was a strategy.
Mr. Alabo, let me chip this in. Let me just chip it in. If I have time later on, I will probably reiterate it. But let me just chip it. See, the Igbo man, right, cannot divide Nigeria when he becomes president. I use when. I don't want to say if. As a matter of fact, it will be harder. In fact, most difficult for an Igbo man president to divide Nigeria than it will be for the likes of somebody from the south like Tinubu or an Hausa man.
Yes.
It will be much, much harder. An Igbo man cannot attempt it. So that narrative, they are just selling it as it's a very good selling point that people who don't understand will quickly fall into it. And there are millions of Nigerians like that. And in fact, it will be easier for a camel to pass through the eyes of a needle than for an Igbo man to make attempts to divide Nigeria. So that selling point is just political selling point.
Hope Nigerians are listening to what Mr. Jonathan is saying, they call the doctor is saying today. Because many people are falling for this. You know when Tinubu wants to, because it has already set aside Sunday Igbohu to start this agitation. They did it on a purpose. They wanted it to return to them. Because the fear of the Fulani man is if Yoruba join this separatist something, including Biafra, and anytime Yoruba unite with Biafra, because the tension was from our late fathers, Adembajo and the Clark, the tie was so strong. And this man in the middle bed, and the Fulani, we are scared in that 2023. What do they happen? Sunday Igbohu create this tension for their pay for his paymaster. And the Fulani people decided to write the result, change the result, and give it to him. I thank God. If Tinubu would have dealt with them, he has submitted to them now, begin to run because he won second time.
1 minute, sir.
If he would have dealt with them the way he's doing, That was my joy. But this night has changed, beginning to dance to their tune. Is why I'm not happy. Why will Atiku in 2023 say Northern need someone from not Igbo or Yoruba?
30
This
seconds,
is the
sir.
narrative that
Alabo, 30 seconds.
Yes. Okay, my brother, forget about the 10 seconds. Just go ahead and speak. Let me.